All units, please respond. We got a 7467. Two idiots spilling the tea about their neighbors.
Welcome to Crazy Rich Neighbors.
The homicidal husband.
There goes the neighborhood. Hey, hot bougie crew and heinous Sierra trolls.
Got a comment, a question, or your own Shizeballs neighbor story? Leave us a voicemail, 239-300-7276.
I had no idea. To sponsor our show, email us at info@crazyrichneighbors.com to inquire about sponsorship opportunities, and shout out to Podcast Junkie Studio right here in Boca Raton, Florida. We love you.
Every time a cowbell rings, Benji gets his wings.
Oh, yes. Clear that energy, girl.
Full video episodes, bloopers, snippets, more is available on our Crazy Rich Neighbors YouTube channel. Subscribe and tell a friend.
So you guys, Paul Simon sang about 50 ways to leave your lover, but our wacko of the week tried 50 ways to kill his kid's mother. This story has so many plot twists that you have to hear it to believe it.
It is banay.
Cray cray.
But first, Benji Moto, what's the latest and the greatest?
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
How are you?
Well, you know what? I'll tell you how I am. Hold on. There's a little snippet that summarizes exactly how I am.
Sick. I am sick of your shit. And when I'm not sick, I'm tired. I am sick and tired.
Yes, honey.
Damn. She's sick. Well,
Not your shit, Benji.
Okay,
just to be clear.
Somebody.
Somebody.
Leave my girl alone. If you listen and you know who you are, stop it.
I was going to say, who do I got to set straight?
We'll talk
That's okay.
offline.
The universe will set that person
Correct
straight.
them all.
All right.
Karma is an even bigger bitch than I am.
I was going to say, no one ain't messing with my aunties.
That's
My
right,
aunties.
Oh, honey,
This is
child.
my girl,
That'll
so-
be a bad idea.
Big mistake. Huge.
Hey,
Huge
mammoth,
mistake.
mammoth.
Other than that, it's a good week.
You still in those 3 bands?
I am.
What's the
Damn.
latest?
We've got some shows coming up. We're playing.
Awesome.
Do you guys know Matthews Brewing Co?
No.
No, it's in Palm Beach.
Oh.
November 2nd, we'll be playing.
Oh,
If you guys
okay.
want to come out.
Yeah.
All right.
But it's been busy. I've been learning a lot of music and keeping my mind active.
What's the vibe for that gig?
It's indie. It's gonna be an indie.
Like,
indie.
give us a little, like, I don't know.
You guys want to hear a little song?
Yes, I do. Because I'm not going to drive to Palm Beach.
Here, I'll play our. You know what? Since it's October, we did a song called "My Girlfriend Is a Witch."
Oh.
It's pretty cool. Let me.
Did you write it?
No, it's like a cover, but it's us. We've created like a whole different kind of vibe. But here, I'll play it real quick.
All right.
Okay.
I like it. Listen to that drum work there.
Yes, that's our Benny.
Ooh, it's a good vocalist. Maybe we will go to Palm Beach, man.
She has a great voice.
Great
Is she
voice.
cute?
Yeah. She was a past.
Oh, love her.
I like her voice.
Yeah.
That's Kara.
Oh, sultry.
She's a sweetheart.
Oh,
She's a
she's
sweetheart.
She's got a lovely voice.
Oh, she's got a great voice.
Oh
She
my
did a lot
gosh.
of theater back in the day, and so she has that background. She's a
God,
great.
but like, why can't this work out for you? Somebody who loves theater, somebody who loves music, like what?
You know, there were times where I definitely thought that her and I, because we're very, very similar. I thought there was times where I was like, maybe she would be, because we dated, we had a good sexual chemistry. We had
How do we know?
yeah.
Hit that.
But then we also like are very, very similar in ways. But I worked with her, so it was a little hard to.
Oh,
that
Don't
was
shit where you eat, honey.
Yeah. Yes.
So that was my first kind of lesson, but. Yeah, she's awesome. She's a good friend of mine. Like we're still like
That's good.
so tight. So she's awesome.
That's
But
good. Are you ready to like find a wife?
I don't think so.
No. Okay.
I say to
And
myself,
you're young.
yeah, I say to myself, I'm like, it would be awesome to have that constant companion and someone to go home to and talk to. But I also feel like in here, I'm not mentally, not mature enough, but ready to to provide for what I believe a boyfriend or even a husband should be able to
But
do.
you know you build together, right?
Yes, that I do.
That's a beautiful thing.
That is, yes. But I want to find someone that also is in that building. Like, if I'm going to find someone, I want them to also be in the stage.
Well, then that precludes MILFs.
Yeah. That,
Yeah.
yeah.
They're post-building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're now reaping the benefits of the years of hustle
Yes.
and or alimony.
But a MILF for him is still a young person. Because he's
Well,
so
yes,
young,
but
too.
in your 40s, you are in a different life stage than someone in
Yes,
their late 20s.
totally.
You're not building. You have, your
Yeah.
middle management.
I was
or
going to say, I
something.
feel like a lot of those women, they already figured out what they don't want and
Yeah.
what they do want,
Yeah.
right?
Most of them, the smart ones have.
Yeah.
But there are some that just don't learn the lesson.
Yep. I have a feeling he'll end up marrying somebody who's older than him. May not be
And
like a
that's
whole
fine.
MILF, but
But as someone who knows you for a couple years and cares about you, you are not ready to be a husband. You are ready to be in a monogamous relationship with somebody.
I agree.
that's
Yeah.
fair. That's
agree.
fair.
It's kind of crazy how long we've known each other.
It
Right?
is.
Like, come to think about
it,
it,
feels
just
like
thinking.
so long ago. Like time flies by so fast. Like
Yeah.
literally, we've known you for what now?
Almost
3 years.
We're 3.5 years into our podcast journey.
Yes,
And I started on
yes.
episode, I think, like 56,
Yes.
57.
And you
My,
know-
that was so long ago.
And Mr. Miyagi never liked it. I don't think that we would like incorporate
I know.
Benny Ben. I
Well,
think he
Mr.
didn't like
Miyagi
that.
was incorporated. Was he jelly?
He was. I don't know. Do you think he liked it when you like jumped when we drew you,
you
into
became
the
a
show?
personality
Very-
on our show.
Yeah.
Mr. Miyagi did not like that. I
I'm
don't think.
telling you.
I think honestly,
He's a petty ass bitch.
yeah, I
Hey.
personally think he was a little jealous.
Ooh, I know.
think he was.
Yes,
I really
yes.
do. And
Yes. He didn't like that. And we didn't even talk to him that much. Like he would just like do these funny intros, crack us up, and
I know.
Yeah,
or we
at
would try,
first-
then we would try to like find him a girl or whatever. He didn't like that. He loved it when we were talking about him and only
Because
him.
he's an egomaniac.
and then remember when we did
narcissist.
the sound effects? I would do all the sound effects.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's like, stop wasting your time with that.
What the?
It was our show, our creative vision.
Exactly. Like, what would you tell us? No. I
Screw you,
mean, you took
Miyagi.
the
We're
time
paying
to
for this
download
time.
those.
Exactly.
We're
Like he
paying
could-
for this studio time. We're the executive producers of our show. Finish up that
Exactly.
bullshit.
Yeah, and how good is his show?
Exactly.
How's he
It's
doing?
wrapped. He's
How's he
done.
doing?
Get him out of here.
He's
Didn't
not
he
doing-
start a new one?
I don't know.
He started a new
Well, let's
podcast.
not give it any promotion.
I know,
Well-
and it's something very cynical and cranky.
Of
I
course.
That's
remember.
on brand.
I can't remember what it was, but I saw it
That's
somewhere,
on brand.
and you would laugh. I think it's very cynical. And
That's
cranky.
crazy. Well,
That guy played mind games and tried to pit podcasters against each other. Like he was so diabolical.
Malicious.
Cuckoo,
He
yeah.
put it's crazy. But hey,
All for attention. On
all I
him.
can say is this though. Thank you, Mr. Miyagi, for bringing us together. We have great
Yes.
Fridays.
Yes, we
so,
do.
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
totally.
honestly, yes.
It,
I
it
think
was
everything.
worth it. It's the
yeah.
beginning. It was the beginning.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah.
Now we're in a much better spot.
Are we? I'm just kidding.
We're yes. Look at it.
We had more downloads now. If I could be honest.
Well, you know. Anywho. Let's
Anywho.
regroup.
Ciao, please.
I'm having more fun now.
I
can
am
tell
too.
you that.
I am
Before
too.
that was stressful, commuting and barely getting there and being late all the
Oh,
time.
no, that
it
sucked.
was just too much. I'm
Yeah,
so
no,
sorry about
that
those early
sucked.
days. Boo. It
Well,
was-
look, I might be, I might be that person, not commuting, but
Yes.
really pressed for.
We-
You saw me
we
running
got
out of
it.
the house with my shoes in my hands
We
last
got
week,
it.
Chow.
We got. Well, I got you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I made Rob Lowe laugh on X, which is
You
like a
did?
flippin' high point of
He's
my
still
life.
so hot.
I flippin' love him.
Oh my God! Would you tell
He's
him?
on my list, if you know what I mean.
Oh.
So, you know, he and his son, John Owen Lowe, are doing this show called Unstable.
Okay.
And I watched season 1, and it's funny. And I've been following John Owen Lowe on X.
Is he cute too, like his daddy?
Well, he was till he grew this mustache, and he
it's so
always
in,
he always
these
savages
mustaches.
his dad, Rob Lowe, by saying that John Stamos is really his dad.
Oh.
So that's the post.
Oh no, sorry.
Right.
Oh, but he looks like John Stamos a little
That
bit.
is John Stamos.
Yes.
So he savages his dad by saying, like, I love working with my dad, but it's a picture of John Stamos. So I wrote this comment, and it said, community note, John Stamos is not his dad, but the mustache suggests that William H. Macy is.
Oh!
I wrote this on August 1st. Today is October 11th.
And he laughed?
Rob Lowe put a heart on my
Oh,
comment.
oh yes, girl. Tell
I love you too, Rob Lowe.
Rob Lowe.
You hot.
Oh,
mother-
yeah. He's still cute. He's pretty tiny, though.
Guess
no?
what? I am a blonde little chubette, just like his wife, so I'm his type.
Oh!
Just
You
saying.
got a chubette. Little hot, little sexy little thing.
Just saying.
Oh.
Blonde, over
Uh-oh.
50.
Uh-oh.
A little extra fluff.
But that's amazing that
He
he
likes
stayed
this.
with his wife, right?
He did.
That's beautiful.
They're so happy together.
God, he's so beautiful. He's still beautiful.
He's a hot, hot man.
He aged fantastically well.
He did.
And I think with minor surgery.
Look at him.
Aw,
Oh,
he got
my
better with
God. He
age.
did.
He was just too pretty back then.
I
Now he's got a
know.
little edge to
He
him,
does.
and
My
his hairline
God.
is still banging.
Look at him.
Yes, right
Child,
there. Oh,
please.
God, I
Have you
love a
guys
natural
seen
neck.
Parks and Rec before?
No.
No.
Oh no. Oh really? Okay.
No.
He's in it. He's one of my favorite
I-
characters.
Oh, he
really?
is?
Yeah, he's
Is it still going on? I know of the show. I just never watched it.
No, it's not going on anymore. But he is. I watch it almost every night, and he's just like
I listen to his podcast as I lull myself to sleep.
Is he
some
funny?
nights.
he's great. He's such a good. Yeah.
He's not as funny as we are.
Yeah, hello.
But who is?
Tell him check out our podcast, girl.
Well, now that we're tight, maybe
Yeah,
I will.
now y'all are communicating. You might slide in the DMs.
I checked, not yet. But then on the flip side, my morning from hell,
What happened, boo?
take the wee dog out for her tinkle, husband's at pickleball, and, you know, I have an espresso Vertu machine, and it has a little ledge where you stick your cup while your coffee brews. So I'm brewing my coffee, and I'm next to the refrigerator getting her dog food, right?
Okay.
I hear this terrific bang. I go look, the flippin' cup and the little ledge are on the floor. There's coffee everywhere on the floor, and the
no.
coffee is still dripping out of the
What?
machine.
Oh, no.
And I haven't had my coffee yet, so I can't deal with this
Is that the
flippin'
ghost? Is that
disaster.
the
I
nanny?
don't know if it's my husband's grandmother. I don't know. Maybe she's
But
mad
that's
because
so
Rob Lowe put a
weird.
like on my post.
Okay, maybe she's trying to warn her grandson.
So it was a flippin' mess. There's coffee
Whoa.
everywhere.
Oh, was Margie startled?
She was. She like ran away.
Oh, poor little boo boo. I definitely want to do that psychic reading on my bird.
I know. We have to just contact the lady.
Yeah, I think
She's really
let's-
good.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Yes. So the cocktail of the week. Benny, you want to pull up our beautiful
Photo of our craft.
Yes.
We have our own craft cocktail
honey.
just for this episode.
Yes, we're tapping into our craft bartender, okay, who's like whipping up these amazing drinks.
Called the Millionaire's Murder Plot.
Mm-hmm.
So it's inspired by the dark and really sick and twisted events of today's
Yes.
episode.
Yes.
It's going to evoke opulence because they are really rich and the sinister undercurrents of high society of which they were part. This cocktail serves as a reminder of the dangerous games played behind the gilded gates of wealthy mansions.
Oh my gosh.
How do we make it, Boo?
Yes, honey. So you just got 2 ounces plus of some vodka, black vodka.
Didn't know it. We had black vodka.
I think it was just created.
Oh, we're labeling our own. Okay.
Some
see?
black label. A very expensive vodka. Okay.
Crazy Rich Nabes vodka.
Okay. 1 ounce of raspberry liqueur, 1/2 ounce of red vermouth, a dash of, how do you pronounce this?
Peychaud's.
Peychaud's bitters, fresh raspberries for garnish, black sugar for rimming.
Mm.
Yes, honey.
So prepare your rim with some black sugar. Enough said. Mix in the darkness. In a shaker of ice, combine your vodka, Chambord, and red vermouth Shake, shake, shake. Add a dash of Peychaud's bitters, y'all. Strain it and enjoy. Kiss your ass goodbye.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh my God, Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie are getting back together for Simple Life. Did you see that? Like a reboot.
No.
Yes. They're getting
Wow.
back together. I cannot wait to watch that. I love that
Okay.
shit.
Me too. I mean,
They're funny.
Durr.
But Paris Hilton's voice is like this. It's so
when
deep.
she's not pretending to talk
I
like
know.
this, it's really like this.
But you know what? She acted. She created a a persona,
She's
and
a,
she
like,
ran with that.
Almost a billionaire. It's all on her own now.
Hardworking chick. Shout out to the hardworking mamacitas out there. Yes, peace.
That's right. So on July 16th, just a few weeks ago, y'all, one half of a Miami power couple was found dead in an upscale residence in a suburb of Miami. The victim and the meandering and persistent pursuit of death would shock even the most creative crime writer or seasoned investigator.
Wow. Tatiana and Sergio Pino, both Cuban immigrants, met when he was a newly divorced 29-year-old and she was a 17 red flag year old high school senior. Sergio was already on his way to becoming a real estate mogul, having turned a $6,000 loan from his dad into Century Home Builders. Oh my God, I know them.
Oh, snaps.
Which would eventually make him richer than his wildest dreams.
When Tatiana turned 18, their love affair got hot and heavy because brother did not want to go to jail for statutory rape, y'all. They skied in Aspen, they cruised to the Bahamas on his yacht, and they wed 5 years later.
Wow.
Before the wedding on May 1st, 1992, Sergio, having already been divorced once, asked Tatiana to sign a prenup. The 20-page agreement sought to ensure that all companies owned by Sergio would remain his and his alone in the event of a divorce. Having the prenup in place meant that Sergio could avoid that pesky Florida law that said marital assets are split 50-50 in the event of a divorce. Tatiana, young and in love, and not wanting to rock the boat, signed the agreement. But she said she felt better when she was told that the prenup would expire after 10 years of marriage.
Okay, all right. Okay,
It
Tatiana.
ain't milk, y'all.
Let's see where it's going. So Tatiana and Sergio epitomized achievement, power, and prestige. They had 2 daughters. His business flourished. Having constructed over 20,000 homes in South Florida. I mean, you know that logo. Like you see it everywhere. Actually,
It's a brand.
He's a big deal. They also had a successful duty-free business in Miami International Airport. They hobnobbed with the Florida elite, Marco and Jeanette Rubio, Jeb Bush, and other Florida elites. I wonder if you ever went to a tea party. Can you imagine?
Makes you wonder. They lived in a multi-million-dollar home in Coral Gables in a private gated community called Coco Plum with an $8 million yacht docked on the side. And like many wealthy high flyers, by 2017, it was discovered that Sergio had a girlfriend on the side, honey. A Miami real estate broker that he worked with.
Oh my God. You already married a baby. Like literally?
Tale as old
Jesus.
as time, child.
Crazy. Marriage counseling failed. Sergio offered Tatiana a $20 million settlement, a mere fraction of his $150 million fortune. Tatiana wasn't playing that, y'all. She was legally entitled to half, and she was going to play hardball with that mofo. The decision would set off a reign of terror that would last for years and culminated in death.
After the break, hell hath no fury like Sergio Pino.
Wow.
Welcome back to Crazy Rich Neighbors. So first, Sergio tried a genteel approach to convincing his wife to settle the divorce. A threatening letter and spoof telephone calls from Colombian telephone numbers urging a quick divorce settlement, according to a court exhibit from the divorce proceedings. And in 2018, he placed a tracking device on Tatiana's car, after which she put a tracking device on his vehicle, as well as a voice recorder.
Lord have mercy.
Touche.
Sergio retaliated with arson. He's acting like Diddy. A staged robbery in her home and attempts at poisoning her with arsenic, cyanide, and most prevalently, fentanyl, the synthetic opioid that's 50 to 100 times more powerful than morphine. Oh my God, one drop of that kills people.
Correctamundo.
So, according to a later criminal complaint, the fentanyl was administered by tampering with Tatiana's prescribed medications.
He's a full-on psycho. And listen to this. So in
evil.
November 2019, Tatiana attended a Thanksgiving or a Friendsgiving celebration with 30 powerful Miami women, including Florida Lieutenant Governor Jeanette Nunez, who arrived with both her covered dish and her own security detail.
Wow.
Also, there was Jeanette Rubio, wife of U.S. Senator Marco Rubio, and State Representative Alina Garcia.
Oh my God. She's got like a really powerful clique. So all heads turned when Tatiana, struggling in her marriage to Miami developer Sergio Pino, walked into the room, mainly because she looked so incredibly hot and beautiful, remembers Vicky Lopez, who in the preceding months had witnessed Tatiana's dramatic physical deterioration and near-death experiences the causes of which doctors had been unable to determine. Like a young, healthy person, just your health deteriorating out of nowhere. Oh my God, over money? And this is the mother of his kids?
Lopez said, I remember her losing some of her hair, and they put a heart monitor on her, and yet she
Wow.
kept getting sicker and sicker.
Oh my God.
And all the girls began to wonder, how can she go from so healthy to systematically getting so sick? Tatiana was that sick, in fact, that Coral Gables police and fire rescue came to her home 35 times.
Oh my gosh, this guy. Some, including Tatiana, would allege that her husband, worth an estimated $153 million, was trying to poison her. During the Friendsgiving dinner, almost all of the women became violently ill, so much so that several ambulances were called. 10 women were hospitalized, and the authorities were called to investigate. Long story short, the investigation didn't produce anything concrete. But as all of the women who were attending the party knew, the perpetrator is the one who had the most to gain or lose, depending on the outcome.
For reasons unbeknownst to us, it took Tatiana until April of 2022 to finally file for divorce.
What?
Throughout their marriage, Tatiana had been a wife and a mother, enjoying what she would call their lavish and luxurious lifestyle while supporting her husband, who told her that she was a 50-50 owner of Century Home Builders, but he never got more specific than that.
Wow.
And now, knowing her husband was still having an affair,
Oh my God.
perhaps along with other infidelities, she hired one of Miami's premier divorce attorneys, Raymond Rafoul II, and began the fight over what she knew was rightfully hers.
The case of Pino versus Pino became, at least for Sergio, literally a ticking time bomb. Sergio went back to the drawing board. He was done doing his own dirty work, so he outsourced an unaliving for Tatiana to not just one, but 2 different murder crews comprising of 9 men.
That's insane.
What the hell?
So to insulate himself from future investigations, Sergio insisted on dealing only with the leaders of each crew.
Oh, the mafioso.
The first named Bayron Bennett reportedly worked part-time on Sergio's yacht. The second was Fausto Cuba Villar, who, according to local news reports, had served 6 years in prison for armed robbery and was working as a roofer on the Pino's home. The leaders were giving their marching orders. kill Tatiana Linares Pino.
Talk about a murder from within. These people probably have, these crews have probably been with them for years. No, they know her. She knows them. They know the kids. Like, you're going to literally hire that close to
Imagine,
the
right?
roost?
Somebody worked on your yacht. Of
That's
course,
some
he would know the whole
desperation.
family.
Like, he's going to spend all that money in his lifetime,
He's a
you
sick
know?
motherfucker.
Totally. So Pino would pay $150,000 in the first disbursement to the U.S. attorney later revealed of the 2 murder for hire contracts, and another $150 if the murder did not connect Mr. Pino to the activities. Lastly, Mrs. Pino had to die before the next divorce proceedings.
Tick tock, tick tock.
God dang.
Late on the hot and humid night of July 2nd, 2022, a video surveillance camera outside of Tatiana's sister's house caught what the criminal complaint describes as a subject wearing a hooded sweatshirt and shorts. At 3:26 a.m., he walked towards her 2019 Dodge Ram, and a bright orange flash soon blazed across the video. The subject then ran towards another vehicle, a 2019 Chevy Tahoe, and poured liquid from a red-colored container onto the hood of the Tahoe, then appeared to light something on fire and place a lit object near the hood and the windshield of the Tahoe. A flash fire was seen, and the Tahoe became engulfed in flames.
Wow, that's messy. A year later, on August 12, 2023, a firebombing lit up the hot South Florida night again, although this time they were only successful in burning one car. 2 weeks later, on August 30th, 2023, after what Tatiana's attorney would call a conscientious hearing in the divorce action, the violence moved to the new home that Tatiana had purchased in Miami suburb of Pinecrest. Again, the home video surveillance camera captured everything. Tatiana pulling into her driveway at 4:12 p.m., a Home Depot truck appearing and advancing, the driver pulling the big truck in reverse, turning around behind Tatiana's vehicle, racing through the front yard at an increasing rate of speed and ramming Tatiana's vehicle with the truck's flatbed. It was an intentional act and not an accidental collision, an FBI affidavit noted, and it was a weak one. Tatiana survived.
This woman's got more than 9 lives.
Holy crap, she should, I mean, I don't know.
She is a survivor.
She needs to go in like protective custody at this point.
But let's see. The plots are still there. Sergio's not done yet. So let's see if she survives.
He's lousy at this.
To deflect attention, Pino apparently staged attacks on himself, a fact that the FBI would discover when it opened an investigation on his ass in 2023. This investigation has identified Pino's solicitation of individuals to burn his own car on September 7, 2023, shoot at his property, and provide false statements to law enforcement agents, wrote an FBI agent.
Byron Bennett might have been capable of a food and drink service on Pino's yacht, but his alleged efforts to coordinate a successful murder crew failed spectacularly. By March of 2024, Bennett and all 3 members of his crew had been arrested, the freaking idiots. But the arrest did not deter Pino's efforts. My goodness. U.S. Attorney Mackenzie Laponte would say Mr. Pino then hired a second crew to keep the murder plan going, you guys.
He's like the Energizer Bunny of murderers.
No, like if at first you don't succeed, try again and again and again. That's his little motto.
Gotta get up and try, Sergio.
Evil.
So a new crew of 5 recruits were now enlisted to kill Tatiana.
Lord,
to
have
assemble the second murder crew, Pino had turned to Fausto Cuba Villar, a roofer who had worked on Pino's home and reportedly served time in prison for armed robbery, among other crimes. Pino had allegedly suggested to Villar that the crew kill Tatiana by injecting her with a provided liquid substance to make her death look like a heart attack.
At this point, they would have been better off with one-legged Lieutenant Dan with his 18 arrests. Okay? He probably could have like succeeded.
Yeah, but he can't flee the scene because he only got one
But he
leg.
probably would have succeeded.
Yeah.
I don't put anything past Lieutenant Dan. He probably would have hidden the bushes and got away with it.
Child, hope you don't listen to Crazy Rich Neighbors,
I
honey.
know, not to give him any ideas.
No, child.
Anywho, y'all, so there was also a deadline. Villar emphasized that Tatiana had to be dead by June 24th, 2024 to ensure she could not make the next divorce proceedings between her and Pino. Getting close to Tatiana Pino with a syringe would prove to be very tough, so the crew employed other tactics according to the indictment: stalking and intimidating, tracking her movements in Miami-Dade and Monroe counties, entering her property masked and without consent, and menacing others on her property by pointing a gun at their head.
On June 23rd, now that's the day before the deadline, Pino's crew struck yet again while Tatiana was returning from church at
She covered by
Calvary
the blood of
Chapel.
Jesus.
Amen, sister. Waiting for her at the gate of her home was Vernon Green, who pointed a gun at her head. Tatiana honked her horn furiously and drove into her backyard, scraping up her car in the process because she's trying to save her own life, child.
Yes.
The would-be assassin ran after her with a pistol, but Tatiana got away yet again.
Oh my gosh.
Tatiana's daughter, Alessandra, heard the commotion from inside and called 911. Green fled.
Wow. The next day on June 24th, the FBI raided Pino's Coco Plum home, seizing his phones and computers. But the raid and FBI investigation didn't faze him at all. LaPointe later said that the law enforcement officers on Pino's trail felt something disturbed at the level of brazenness that he had, even though he knew they were after him.
0 F's given. He had 0 F's.
Ouch.
By this July, it was clear that Pino's murder-for-hire scheme had backfired spectacularly. All 9 of the bumbling-ass hitmen were, or soon to be, arrested on an array of charges, some for murder-for-hire, others for stalking, arson, and the use of fire or to commit a felony. And those who appeared in court have pleaded not guilty, but some had sung like canaries over their intercepted phone calls.
Wow. The divorce hearing was looming. Tatiana Pino was still breathing and the FBI was circling, preparing to arrest Pino. But he plowed forward, denying everything, determined to finish the job.
In getting his affairs in order, it seemed that Pino was attempting to beat Tatiana once and for all. This time, it would be on paper. He reportedly transferred funds and rewrote his will, leaving his company and his residences to his younger brother Carlos, who could either retain the properties or sell them. But the proceeds from any sale would not go to Tatiana. Instead, they would be split between his children.
Before dawn on July 16th, the FBI drove through the gates of Coco Plum and toward Pino's home in a tremendous show of force. It started at 6 a.m. and I got there at 7, says Pino's attorney, Sam Rabin. They went to the house with the armored car, SWAT teams, drones, flashbang grenades, tear guns, and sharpshooters. Agents were on his yacht at the back of the house. They drove the armored vehicles up the house and were on a loudspeaker demanding that he come out. They then set off a flash of grenades every 15 minutes for several hours, but he never came out of the house.
Talk about a crazy rich neighbor.
Girl, could you imagine if that was happening in our hood? We'd be all over that.
We'd be covering it live on Instagram.
Streaming for the first time ever. Exclusives.
With sunglasses on, of course. The agents found his body in his bedroom and pronounced Sergio dead at 10:20 a.m. Pino shot himself in the head. Tatiana arrived in a Miami court on August 9th. her attorney insisting that her late husband had been stricken with an insane delusion and a diseased condition of the mind, and that the will he left behind should be invalidated and that financial transfers he made before his death should be investigated. The judge ruled round 1 in her favor, temporarily blocking any takeover of Pino's estate by his brother Carlos, who charged in court filings that Tatiana failed to provide any specific facts to support her allegations.
Wow. After Pino's death, she changed the locks on the doors of Century Home Builders, according to the local news reports, and removed his name and photograph from atop of the company's online list of officers. In his place, she put her own name, Tatiana Pino. It reads, President. Yes!
Lord
have mercy. Oh my God. What a great story, Gina.
Oh, but what the poor woman had to go through.
I know, but the Lord was on her side.
Yes,
she
he
had like
was.
9 lives.
She had more than
But
9.
this guy wasn't as smart. Like, why not just give her half and like
Correct.
enjoy life and keep building and getting more wealthy?
Exactly.
God, guys, don't be so freaking greedy.
I
Jesus.
mean, just blinded by greed.
Unbelievable. So my Bougie Bible pick this week is a French brand, okay? Pronounced Piedre, which means to prevent, okay? You can check them out at piedreparis.com, okay? And this is from a kit of the Black Orchid Transformation Skincare Collection. It includes moisturizer, concentrate serum toner, all sorts of good stuff. A vitamin boost, anti-aging mask, wrinkle mask, collagen and cleanser, limited edition moisturizer, whatever, vitamin boost, you name it. All of this stuff is so elite. Okay?
Soups elite.
I dare you to check it out on PREDIREPARIS.
Make sure you're sitting down, child.
Okay, and
Wear
it
a
has
diaper.
it has Moroccan argan oil, grapeseed extract, ginkgo biloba, aloe vera, shea butter, and chamomile. And thank you to the Ray, our sunshine, our bestie, who we
Yep.
love,
Yep.
who gifted me this several years ago, and it's still going strong.
She likes you better. Just saying. It's all right. Anywho, you done? Benny, can you show the link of my Bougie Bible pick, because I didn't bring it because it looked like it was going to rain. Anyway, anyone who knows me knows Mama loves a peptide.
Yeah,
and so
baby.
my Bougie Bible pick this week is Lancome's Renergie HPN 300 peptide cream. It's specifically the 3-piece set that's available at Bloomingdale's right now. It is a really great value. You get 3 creams for like $179. Nice. But these are amazing for anti-aging. There's an eye cream. There's a lifting cream, and then the regular moisturizers in the big jar. And I've only been using it for about 2 weeks,
Nice.
but I'm really loving how moisturizing it is.
And your skin does look great. It has a fantastic glow.
Thank you. You got to put it all the way down your décolletage.
Yes.
And I wake up in the morning, my skin is soft and moisturized, and it just feels like silk.
Wow.
So I'm really liking this. You can get it elsewhere, but I really like this 3-piece set from Bloomingdale's because it's a really great value versus buying the eye cream,
Absolutely.
the moisturizer, the lifting cream separately.
And that way you can test it out, because you don't know, sometimes things might work for your skin.
But they're big
sometimes it might
sizes.
not.
They're not just
Yes.
like little testers. They're
I'm
very
getting this 'cause,
generous
honey,
sizes.
Your skin looks like plumped
Thanks, Queen.
and hydrated.
So, yeah, that's all we got. Give the gift of cray cray and share this ish with your friends.
Follow us on your favorite platform to never miss an episode.
We're on the gram. We're on TikTok. We're on YouTube, Facebook. If anybody under 70 is still on that, check us out.
Anybody ever on Facebook?
Not me, boo.
You don't go on Facebook, no?
Only for work, because
Yes. Ads, Meta.
if
Meta
I
gets
didn't
us.
have to post for my client, I would totally not be gone from Facebook.
Yeah, and you remember that social media channel that Zuckerberg tried to launch and
Yeah.
force everybody into?
Threads.
Yeah, that bombed. No,
I never even
nobody
activated
uses
my
that.
Threads.
Do you use Threads? Is that
Who
a?
the
Is that a?
Not at all.
No. I think
I
that,
heard. I mean, it was a thing for a little while. I just never even did it.
Yeah, I don't
Isn't
think
it the
anybody's
same thing
into
as
that.
it's X basically, but on Instagram?
Yeah, it never took
Yeah.
off. See,
Yeah.
even Zuckerberg can miss. You know.
Suck it, Zuckerberg.
Yes, child. Anyways, y'all, email us at info@crazyrichneighbors.com. We will read your stories. We will give you guys advice, free advice, but good advice. Okay.
Yes. And remember, if you have to ask who your crazy neighbor is,
No, it's you.
definitely you.
It's probably
It's
you.
definitely
The girl
you.
is you.
Without question.
It's you.
Bye, Bougie Crew.
Love you.
Be good.
Bye.